Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Corey, and you're my rubber ducks for the evening. And this is the series of episodes where we are creating a programming language from scratch using C++ and a few basic tools like Bison, Flex, ICU, Google Test, and Vim is our editor. We are programming in a terminal window and using modernish C++. And we have been doing what episode are we on again? We are on episode 78. I guarantee you I will forget that by the end of this little video. And we've been slowly but surely moving through our to-do list. And I always say this, nothing up my sleeves, right? I don't have anything pre-prepared. You are seeing me. The point of this project is to record a non-trivial project from start to finish, or start to usable, maybe I should say, and put it all out there. You're going to see all of my mistakes, all of my syntax errors, all of that stuff. And if we say git log, you'll see the last commit was the end of episode 77. And git show, oh no, that's the last commit. Git status, there we go, nothing has changed. So what we wanted to do is we really want to make it easier to add libraries. The problem is there's a lot of boilerplate around that. Oh, and before I forget, make clean, make test, and we'll just get that starting to compile on the right hand side. We want to make it easier to add libraries, and there's a lot of boilerplate that's needed for that. And so the easiest thing, I believe, would be to, well, let's just create some macros that will generate the boilerplate, and we can go from there. Yeah. So let's do that. First of all, we're going to need to edit our include macros, definitely. And what else? Just for reference, let's do our computed expression library and our source for computed expression library. And then our include for the only library that we have at the moment, which is computed expression, computed expression library math, and then the source for computed expression library math. Yeah. Okay. So the goal for this first part is to write a macro or two macros to generate the needed parts. The problem is, guess who's never written macros before in C++? Me. So, yeah, that's what we're about to do. So we've got generic macros here, but we actually don't have macros. We've got definitions. So we're going to, is that the start of it? Yeah. We actually didn't have any space for macros. Macros start with a, there, with a pound define, and it can be outside the namespace because yeah, doesn't need to be inside of it. A macro is, of course, just something that's going to be substituted in. And the first thing, let's see. Let's look at the header for the math library. So that's all of this. I think we're going to call out everything at this point on. There we go. And we're going to define something, and let's just say CE library header. Okay? And we need to do something. Let's give it a I'm thinking we don't it can be how about class name? Do we need anything else? I don't think so. And now what needs to go in here? Well, so the way that this goes is that basically you add a slash, at least as much as I remember it. Yeah. You add a slash, and we need that class name there. So class name, and this is going to become a const override. Do we need anything else? CE library header. And then computed expression library. Okay. So the easiest thing to do now would be, well, first of all, write it and see if it gives me a syntax error. There shouldn't be, but we'll see. And then we're going to go back to number 4. Header. And library math. Do we need the semicolon? No. But I'm putting it there because I'm used to it. Now, I know that that won't solve the issue, but type. Okay. So our error is computed expression library math on line 8. There. I know that didn't fix anything, but for class. The question is does it maybe not like doing, it shouldn't matter. So, I'm kind of curious. Is it possible to run CPP on the include of CPP is the CPU preprocessor. And I want a computed expression library math and just see what its output is. No, there's probably a way, and I just don't know what it is. Probably should have looked this up before. Yeah. What I'm curious is if I say will that no. Yeah. So I don't know if there's a way of doing this. I mean, there probably is, and it's just that Corey should probably have looked this up beforehand. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. One moment. All right, I'm back. And I did some searching around, and evidently this is a hard thing to do. Of course, but oh no, I've closed my editor. Oh, there is a way of getting the .cpp file. You have to do it with a -e and then give it a file name, and that will generates a huge file. But that's not what I was looking at. What I'm looking for. So computed expression library math B4. All right, so yes, this is kind of what we want, but not really. Well, I mean, it is. So, okay, here's the deal. The flex C++ object stuff that we've been doing does this. It allows us to use a macro to rename a class. So I think that's kind of the approach we're going to have to take. So what I'm probably going to need to do is edit an include / computed expression library base.hpp. And let's go to 1 here. And oops, there. And we're not going to do that. we will say pound include garbage collected because we need that. Garbage collected and anything else. Macros. But other than that, and now computed expression library, and we're just going to call it base. Okay? Library base. And in our macros, we're not going to have this anymore. And now, in our computed expression library math 4, we're going to just pound include computed expression library base. But before we do that, oops. We're going to pound define computed expression library base as computed expression library math. Oh. V6. Somehow I forgot my .hpp. Oh, and I don't need these backslashes anymore. Okay, waiting for changes. There we go. It says we're expecting the class name before the open. Oh, probably because I'm pound include the computed expression library. And it's complaining, hey, this is better. It's complaining about the override because that wasn't declared as virtual before, and I wanted it to be, but I had not gotten that far. I knew we'd fix it in a moment. So now, computer expression library.hpp we need there. We need a of all right. And this is going to be a virtual it can't be virtual. I mean it's a static, it's not virtual. So, okay, I'm wrong. There. This will be interesting if it works. If it does, then we can take the same approach for some of the other stuff. Okay, it's working. That's good. Okay, now we're going to copy the source computed expression library math, and we'll copy that to source computed expression library This may not work. This approach may not work. No, this won't work. Okay. So let's go back into this. We're going to have our include for computed expression library base. Library math .cpp. Okay, so that's number 5. So the constructor does nothing. So rather than this be here, we're just going to do that. What does the make copy do? It no. Oh, yeah. No, that was right there. That's what make copy does. And then the library function map get library attributes, I think, is the only thing that we need. Yeah, I bet it is. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. Let's I like this. I like the fact that we are, oh wait, this should be library base. And so I've only got this one static function. Okay. And now in the computed expression library math.hpp, we're going to copy those two, and now, no, we still need the, okay, this will work. So we no longer need to create those. We only need the library function map. Okay. And the library function map, if we look at this, library function map is library functions. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to say library function and then floor function is equal to go back to the macros. Well, the library function is just that. The library function map is a string to a library function. Oh, of course, because it doesn't take it. Okay. I'm doing a refactor inline while not changing other things. So, oh, that's why. So just got rid of all of that. And this should just be floor function. The problem is this. Now, in theory, this should be equivalent. In theory. It's not lacking. Expected declaration before the close. Oh, yeah, I had just had that thing floating off, floating in the air. Computed expression library math. What? It's not finding the... Okay, so it wasn't finding, it looked like it wasn't finding the constructor, and that was giving us errors, but the question is, I don't know if that's just because we're in a funky state, so going back and recompiling. Yeah. We were in a funky state. Okay. So now everything's compiling. Now, can we make this nicer? We could make this a... wrapper and have body. Don't know if it's going to allow me to do this or not. What I would like, let's just yank. Whoops. Yank 12. argc. argc. Context, and then body. Okay, so it may not allow us to have that return there. That's the only thing. Library function wrapper. Okay. Just see if it'll allow me to compile this at the moment. The reason it's recompiling everything this time is because I hit save on the macros.hpp file while it was compiling everything else. So it's got to recompile because the save thing is written after. Okay, so whoops, can't scroll using K on this. All right. Body was not declared in this scope. No, I was planning on it being a pound define that and then body. Yeah. RC was not declared. Is that because it doesn't like me passing? Oh. Normally, you would do that. Of course, it still may not work, but and this is why it helps to program a lot more than I have done over the years, because like I said, macros are just not something I've ever had to write on my own. I've used other people's, but I've never had to write my own. And now the question is, so this is just me learning how macros work, I suppose. One moment. All right, I'm back. Yeah, this is, while it would be much more readable, generally speaking, we should not do it. So this should compile, and I'll go back to the macros thing and just get rid of this. I am sad though, because quite frankly, I don't like all of the boilerplate, and usually boilerplate just means something is ugly and needs work. Maybe that's a better way. Oh. So I'm thinking about this while I'm looking at it. Well, no, we'll just leave it at this. And we're assuming that this works now, right? So all right, so get status. We don't need okay. Library base.hpp, git commit. And what is this going to be? Simplify the boilerplate for libraries. All right. Now, let's create another library. Question is, what library should we create? And it's got to be something simple, something small. The date one, well, and so if we do this, if we say the include Tang, we could, I know we've already got a math library, even though it's not very extensive. A date and time library, that's a little too much. And that's the only one. Maybe just putting in the Tang version that we don't really have anywhere yet, but maybe that's what we need to do. And why am I deleting it? Because we're about to write it. So we're going to copy the include for computed expression library math, and we're going to call it include computed expression library Tang. Okay. And we're going to copy the source for computed expression library math and call it source computed expression library Tang.cpp. And we need to edit the make file computed expression library Tang library math and library now. Period plus 5. We're going to substitute math for Tang. That should be fine. It's going to complain because, well, Tang and, yeah, those are... Oh, I don't like that. Multiple definition of floor function. We should not have already had that. Do I need to declare those as static? So first of all, we're going to edit the include for computed expression library math, the source for computed expression library math, and now the include for computed expression library Tang, source for computed expression library Tang, and then last but not least our include for macros.hpp. All right, so we're in the library math. That's fine. If I declare that static, will that protect it? This is now computed expression library Tang. So we need to switch out math for Tang and switch out math for Tang. And now switch out math for Tang. All right, so the changing that to a static hides it from the rest of the world, which is what I should have done in the first place, and I just wasn't thinking about it. All right. So now Tang, well, almost, is going to have something, and it's not going to be floor. It's going to say, it's going to be version function, version function, and what is that going to be? Well, of course this isn't working right anyway, but in 5 we're going to, so library worker didn't work, correct? A library function wrapper did not work. So pound include Tang version as 0.0.0 alpha. Pound include, pound define There. Now, version. This is going to be interesting because before it would return just a native function, but we're not doing that. On this one, we want it to actually just be garbage collected, make, computed expression string, and pass in Tang version. I think that's all. Oh, computed expression string was not defined. Well, fine. Computed expression string. What else do we not need? We don't need the error. We don't need... We've got library. Do we need library function? Well, yes. Do we? Okay. Let's add a test. And it can be test library Tang. Is this a script? Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, yeah. T.version. Version. Execute .out. We expect it to be something. We'll fix that in just a moment. Use Tang as T, and it's not gonna... Well, actually, this may pass because Tang won't load, and so it won't print out anything. So what does this mean? Now we need to edit the source for Tang base. We need the Tang library, and then these are the object methods. Where's the libraries? Right here. Tang. Tang. So it's redefined. Oh. I need to put a guard on it. Math and library. If def You know, rather than just putting that everywhere, I could just do that. Better yet, library base. Um, if not defined, error. It's not been defined. Will that work? Actually, then we don't have to. There. All right. Now, go back to number 8. Nope, not number 8. Number 7. Just put something there. Okay, so it's not printing out anything. If we do T What I'm wondering is, it should the context result. Oh, so library is working. How do I know that? Well, right here, the result is library. What is t.version? Member not found, so it doesn't find version. Okay. Let's see if it runs. How about that? No. Just to see if this is running. It is, and it's running twice. Okay. So Tang that just creates a library, yeah. We say get attributes. Are we here? That is it calling the correct function? No, it never calls this. Why does it never call it? Library Tang, get library attributes. So library, or excuse me, Tang base. Oh, because we didn't do this one here. Yeah. Oh, tan instead of tang. Is that all that is? I wasn't looking at the first. Again, I don't know why it prints you out page after page of errors. Normally the very first one is all that you need. And look, it did return it, and now we just need to get rid of here, 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 and stuff like that. So where are these couts? And there's going to be one in the test. Yep. So we don't need that, and we don't need that. Still going to fail because we don't have this right, but Tang version. Does it know what that is? Have we pound included it? I hope. Yes. All right. So this is the nice part. We have this Tang version thing that we added as a library called Tang. So we added a library, added a test, yeah, all without much boilerplate code. Let's see, what do we need to do? That all looks correct. That's all right. Library Tang and source computed expression library Tang. Commit, and this is going to be with version number. Okay, but that's not the real reason for this. The real reason for it was simplifying everything. One last thing, and that is in the source for not computed expression, nope, Tang base. Define and I have not had good luck with macros today. Or, yeah. How about type? Okay. No, that's fine. Just want to see if this works. It does. Okay. Finally. Guess what we're about to do? Define library, and it's going to be alias and type. And that will be, oh, is it pound alias to make it be a string? I think it is. There. All right, and now I should be able to say library math and I just realized since I'm putting this in quotes anyway, I don't need that. Let's see if that will compile now. All about getting rid of the boilerplate. And this is just going to be type, right? Again, assuming this works. Oh, no, I see why. This is probably actually just fine. This should be a lowercase t. Yep. Oh. There. Assuming this is fine. I think this is going to be the last addition, just cleaning up some stuff. And redo our compile. Everything look right? Yes. Even if it's not less lines, it's definitely cleaner. And this is simplify, adding and libraries to macros. Okay. It's not fewer lines, but it's much, much cleaner. All right. So let's just refresh our documentation and we'll wrap up everything. All right, get status, new stuff, untracked files. Oh yeah, because we have new files. I mean, new, you know what I'm saying. We have a new class or two. Get add docs. Yeah. I don't remember. Log. We'll do it that way. 77 was our last source. We're on episode 78. Okay. Episode 78. Push all of that up. All right, and one of the last things we do, just a quick little review to see where we are. Not too bad. All right, so that took a little longer than I was anticipating, but it's because, quite frankly, I don't deal with macros. Hardly ever. Or any preprocessor stuff, period. And so figuring out how do we make these classes be parameterized, really, because that's the goal, is that we're trying to simplify what we're using to simplify our boilerplate for creating these libraries, and for us or for anyone else who needs to create them. And the realization, well, again, since I'm not used to using them, the limitations of it. Evidently you can't put a class inside of a macro definition, but oddly enough you can, or maybe there is a way, and if there is, please let me know, because I want to know. But the approach of giving it a base name and then allowing you to pound define an alternate name, and you can't, you just can't do a pragma once, for example, or put guards around it. Yeah, that was a new thing for me to learn, and hey, hopefully it's helpful to you as well. So, and if you already knew that and you were screaming at your screen and then fast forwarded, I'm sorry. My deepest apologies. But if that wasn't you, if it was helpful, then great. I hope it was helpful. That's what I'm trying to say. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.